Welcome to Break It Down Manuela. Let's break it down today. This is going to be on my podcast station at breakitdownmanuela.com. I'm trying to switch all those that I did over to that one I changed. Okay, so today we're going to talk about silence. What is silence? Silence is to mute, to be quiet. But what does it mean in relationships? Is it a form of punishment? What is silence saying? I have a quote that I saw, and it says, I'm reading off this paper right here. It says, be wise enough to listen to what a person is not saying. Okay, now if we're talking about court, okay, you don't want to give your information up. Silence. Okay, but when it comes to relationship, wait, let me back up. If you don't want to say anything bad about someone, it's best to be silent, yes? But silent treatment, my opinion now, and I've talked to plenty of other people that I counsel, it's a form of punishment if you ask me. Let's go back to when you were little. Okay, when you got in trouble with your parents, or you just got in trouble, and somebody said, you better go to your room and be quiet. You went to your room to be quiet because of what? You was on some form of punishment because you little screaming, whatever you were doing, they said, go to your room and be quiet. Or you're sitting at the table and you're talking, blah, 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 blah. They say, be quiet. What are they really saying? Now we're going to come on up to interrelationships. Okay, we know silence isn't to be still. We know it's a mute. Silence is mute. It's a way to suppress. Yes, I said it. Suppress. What are you suppressing? Okay, so I'm saying silence is an answer. If you're in a situationship, which is bad, believe me, I know. If you're in a relationship and you and your spouse are having some sort of disagreement or they're mad at you, the first thing they want to do is give you the silent treatment. So what is the silent treatment? They're mad at you, right? They don't want to talk to you. So when they give you the silent treatment, what does the other person do? They sit back, they get angry, then they start thinking about, well, dang, what did I do? Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. They give you the silent treatment. You're sitting there thinking, what did I do? How come they're giving me the silent treatment? I'm like this. Why give the silent treatment in a relationship, in a situation? Well, you shouldn't be in a situationship anyway. Here's the thing. Instead of being silent, which is a form of abuse, talk to each other. If I did something to piss you off or you did something to piss me off, I'm not going to give you no silent treatment. Not me. I'm not going to give you no silent treatment. I'm going to express myself. But what a lot of people like to do, let's say we're having phone conversations, and I used to be one that if I got mad at you or something you said, I'd hang up the phone. And then when you call back, I wouldn't pick up the phone. Yes, I was being childish. Instead of me being a grown woman, picking up that phone and saying, let's discuss it. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to abuse that person by saying, oh no, you're not going to hear me talk. I'm not going to explain nothing to you, but you figure it out. That's wrong. That is so wrong. And the reason I'm saying this, let me explain this. I am a minister. I'm a lot of things, but I am a minister. I've had quite a lot of experiences. I talk with others. I counsel others. I'm a spiritual advisor. So when I'm speaking of things, I'm speaking of what I've heard and what I've been through, and some things I do research, but some things don't need researching. To me, silence is punishment. If you beg to differ, you tell me what silence means to you. I'm not talking about period. I'm talking about in a relationship where two people are supposed to be talking, are together, and someone wants to give someone the silent treatment. I don't go for it. So silence is golden, but yes, silence is not golden when you're in a relationship. If you don't want to say something bad to the other person or you're angry, then let's discuss it. We don't have to be silent and put somebody on punishment. We're adults. Let's talk about it. So these are my views, only my views. And while I'm on this podcast, I'm not saying do what I say. I'm just giving you another perspective of what I see or what I've heard. But do you think silence is a good treatment because you're mad at somebody? And another thing I think is wrong, and it's happened to me. If I'm doing a discussion with someone, or when someone picks and chooses what they'll respond to or what they'll say, that's abuse. And what you have to do is decide, okay, am I going to continue being abused this way? Because if this other person cannot speak, I don't care if it hurts somebody's feelings. Address the issue. Acknowledge the issue. Do not be silent. I think that's very childish. Because we're grown, we're adults. We're not little kids saying, go to your room and be quiet. We are adults. Let's discuss this. That's my say on silent treatment. Now, like I said, I'm going to sit here and wait for your comments on what you think silent treatment is or what you think it means. To me, it is abuse and punishment for the other person because you don't like what they said, you don't want to respond to what they said. I'm just going to ignore this person. That's abuse and punishment. I don't care how you put it in my version of it. Let me hear what you got to say. Break It Down Manuela at breakitdownmanuela.com. See you soon.